Hello and good evening. Welcome, chat. Welcome, Violet Mist, and welcome, C2Sai. Good to see you again yesterday. So, hello, Yusuf the God. Well, good day from where you are. Welcome. We're doing this short podcast-ish thing. PicaPad episode 3. I actually miscounted it. We're only at episode 3. One before I said it was episode 2, but now we're at episode 3. Hello. For now, Violet Mist, you can answer that question. You're not supposed to be there? It's okay, man. No problem. I'll just change the day here. Violet Mist. I'll just change the day. But the question stays. I think that question's funny. Alright. So let's go with Mellow Monday. There we go. The usual Mellow Monday. Yes, you did, Yusuf. It's good, C2Sai. But you know, the funny thing is, like I said, I was partially just dragged into that tournament. It's a 3v3. I didn't really mind joining it at all, but that is exactly what we're going to talk about today. And Yusuf, you'll also be here per se. Okay, you'll also be partaking in this talk, even though you're not in the Philippines, and or honestly, for lack of a better term, you're unaware of what happened. But it's all good. We're gonna be playing. It's all right. That's all right, Violet Mist. But having said that, welcome. This is gonna be a very direct. Very direct to the point mini podcast per se, and I'm gonna enjoy talking about this because in case you guys are unaware, I'm gonna give a quick briefing as to why that is, right? As to why this is a thing, why this is a victory in my opinion, or at least a realization, a very, very small yet valuable subject to me, right? Excuse me. So welcome again for those of you just tuned in. I'm gonna try to get more people, wait for more people to join the stream. But let me ask you guys, how have you guys been? C2Sai, talk to me about what yesterday was like, and what about you, Violet Mist? How's your grind been? Yusuf, talk to me too. And please let me know what the audio quality is like. Maybe my voice is too low. Yeah, my mic may be too far. There we go. And you might not be hearing me clearly. By the way, a big thank you. Audio is very good. Thank you. Big thank you to Bull Rage. Thank you for following the channel a couple days ago. He's one of our Gov gangs from overseas. An amazing combo video maker and a player as well. But that man's art is also off the charts. You know, if you think that what I do is cool, that guy has a lot of stuff. You keep up with Daryl 9K and MSU. Gotcha. Okay. So we'll talk about matchups. We'll talk about people later on, right? But for now, hold on. Let me see how many people we got and how much of this we get to. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Getting better. Oops. Okay, let me do that again. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through my tabs and the windows I left open. Yeah. Okay. So, in case you guys are unaware, I'm gonna try to. I actually didn't get to put that here. I wish I did make more preparations, but here's the catch. The Dragon of Elisa tracking. Yep. We're gonna talk about that a little later, Yusuf. A little later, no spoilers, because we're gonna. It's not even a spoiler, but we are gonna address that a little later on. I promise. That's part of today's topic. So yeah, where was I? Okay. So one of the reasons again, like I said, why this is a big deal, is because obviously I have not competed in 5 years offline. So just so you guys are aware, the tournament is held by it's organized by an esports gaming lounge here in Manila called CCLC. So shout outs to them. It's my first time going there. Hi Rayash. It was my first time going to CCLC. It was a very beautiful place, by the way. It is an internet cafe, or basically an esports cafe. And this is not the first time that they made a Tekken tournament there. A couple weeks ago, my brother Jules went there as well. He ranked second against a buddy of ours, Shopao from 20V. Shout out to those two. And it was fun. It was very, very fun. Now, a week later, that's how it is, Ray Ash. Maybe you got burned out. We're gonna talk about that in a bit. So, how should I say this? Okay, so having said that, they did another tournament a week after, a 3v3. Now this is where everything gets really, really interesting, right? So as some of you guys may know, again, I have not competed in such a long time. So I saw to it that when I said yes, because I kind of got dragged into it ish, not forcibly, but I also had a choice whether or not to do it, right? Dragged into it under the circumstance that I really want to give it a try, right? Two, because I realized that not a lot of my students were available this week, right? And some of them, you showed interest. I did. That's my point. I was very interested, Wham. This is my point. The reason why that's exactly what I was getting to, Wham. I did want to join it. Because the calendar was looking very okay in the week. It was starting to look a bit loose, albeit some of my students had to move their schedules, right? And I liked it. I liked the 3v3. Some of them were able to move their schedules. So I said to myself, this is it. This is a big sign that I can go, that I can actually play. Not to mention, I wanted to try some characters as well, or the characters that I use in a tournament setting, a tournament that I actually get to prepare for. Long story short, I did not regret it, despite the fact that, again, I have not competed in forever. I enjoyed what happened. I really, really did, and I'm starting to get that addiction again. Now let's talk about the topics here. I really did. And Wham, by the way, Wham was from the 20v team, because we were split in two, 20v1 and 20v2. My team was in 20v2. Wham, alongside Jules and Shopao, were the champions there. So congratulations to those guys as well. Now let's go to today's topic. All right, topics. So let's talk about this. So yes, the CCLC Tekken 8 team battle. It's a 3v3. Now these are just some of the talking points that I'll have for tonight before we play, by the way, because we're gonna play. So having played, let's go to bullet point number 1. Having played Tekken 7, hello Dan Dice, by the way, hello, for like a good amount of time, like since it came out, I can really say that this is where it caught me off guard. The tournament dynamic, the tournament experience from Tekken 7 and Tekken 8 was so different. And I'm not just talking about the physical attributes of playing in that tournament, but also mentally. The mental stack that I get from Tekken 8 is so different from Tekken 7. Why is that? First, in Tekken 7, up until Rage, or majority of the time, depends on the character, up until Rage, characters have very, very limited options, right? They have very limited things to think about, because it's not until Rage that you have to worry about Rage arts and drives. Here in Tekken 8, heat is a very big factor that stacks up mentally. So you have to always be on your toes. You have to be very aware of what's happening once that meter starts running. In my perspective, 7 is like enhanced graphics of 6, but with Rage arts and drive. In a manner, yes. But here's the case, Dan Dice. That means that it's no longer Tekken 6. It's really just a completely different game. Tekken 7, in my opinion, is a closer mentality to Tekken 8. Because in Tekken 6, you don't pay attention to Rage arts at all, because that doesn't exist. Tekken 8 is Tekken 7 plus, like a bunch of pluses. Nothing wrong with your observation there, Dan Dice, but I feel that Tekken 8 is really, of course, way closer to Tekken 7 because there are so many factors you have to consider. In Tekken 6, Rage, you only account for Rage because of the additional damage. There's no Rage art. In Tekken 7 and 8, Rage arts and a bunch of other stuff. So let's talk about the mentality. One, You have to remember that a lot of the characters in the game, some if not a lot of not all, they have some insane power-ups when they have heat. Some characters they become almost how should I word this without generalizing a little too much. Some of their power-ups are game breaking, especially when they have heat. So but majority of them, you have to look at their features in heat. So like, say for example, June Kazama, her biggest attribute in heat, as well as Zafina, by the way, is that they don't lose health originally from things that they do lose health from. So that's okay. But comparative to, say, the likes of Lydia with heat is godly. So those are two different things you have to account for, and that goes with a lot of the characters in the game. So that alone, in my opinion, makes it super duper exhausting mentally to play Tekken 8, especially in a tournament setting where there are so many things to consider. So many things, right? The physical part of Tekken 8 that makes me tired, which will probably get to number 4, funny enough, is physical, right? What do I mean by that? One, some characters, okay, particularly with mine, Steve Fox, he gets exhausting after a while compared to how it would be in with other characters and other games. For Steve Fox, you need to do a lot to get a lot, and that will definitely take a toll. That will both be a good and a bad thing, you know, if you can't do it and you can do it, right? So I feel that this factor right here, this number 1, is what really made me super interested even more with competing in Tekken 8 comparative to 7, right? In Tekken 7, all you have to wait for is rage, because once rage happens, there is already a clear indications on what's really gonna come out. In Tekken 8, there's a bunch of other stuff that can happen, a lot of other attributes, a lot of different subjects, different topics that will make it very, very complex compared to Tekken 7. 50-year-old in the next 10 years won't be doing old man combos though. Yes, that's the point. So again, funny enough, the physical problems, I think, will be completely different. It's very different from Tekken 7 and Tekken 8. Hi Shred, hello, welcome to the stream. A big realization there is number 1, really. I felt that the tax from Tekken 7 to Tekken 8, at least from where I came from, is very, very severe. But it leads me also to my topic number 2. This is very interconnected, guys, so please do stick with me. 3v3, that's huge. I did not expect, actually, because originally Wham is here too, and he can attest to this. There were other tournaments that I could have joined in the past, but because of work, a lot of work that I had pending, I had to choose which one would be more aligned towards my schedule, as well as obviously preparation time, because these coming weeks, I personally have to prepare for a bigger tournament here in the Philippines. In case you guys haven't heard, it's Manila Madness. While I'm not so sure if I can join Manila Madness, I want to be able to be in good condition before that tournament happens, in case I have to play a lot of players that I haven't faced before. That's just me. That's just the competitive side of me speaking, not necessarily the content creator or the coach or anything, but as me, as a player. So I had to pick. So granted that everything became a bit more loose for the 3v3, that's the tournament that I joined. And yes, amidst the fact that I was in a manner kind of dragged into it, I did want to play that tournament. I do, because I think this is the right time for me to try out everything. Team battle should be applied in Tekken 8 a la Tekken 3. It can be, I feel. But if you're talking about the one-player team battle, that's pretty strange. Team battles in esports terms means that you're not just one player, you're gonna be multiple. Could even be a duo, could be a trio, maybe even 5. Much like Tekken, basically Master Cup. Okay, so the 3v3, this is very interesting to me because I don't recall playing a 3v3 in Tekken 7 during my lifespan of Tekken 7. I could be wrong though, but I remember that 3v3. Ah, yeah. Tekken Crash. Okay. Well, yes, sure. let's go with that. Let's go with that. Okay. So I feel that I don't even want to say the captions on top, wham, but whatever. So let's talk about a 3v3, right? That's good. It's a very, very good mechanic. And again, I don't recall being in one up in the entirety of Tekken 7. I could be wrong, like I said. But my clear memory of a 3v3 was Tekken Tag Tournament 2. I had a very, very notable memory of that because that was the first time I'd ever do it. Team battles were very prevalent back during the arcade days. So Tekken Tag Tournament 2 was not an exception. And in 3v3, I really do recall that placement, player placement are very important. So this right here was a very, very good subject for talk, because originally the plan was it was going to be a fixed position for all three players in this tournament specifically, which is not really a staple when it comes to team battles or 3v3s, because they used to be very flexible, and a 3v3 is usually flexible. So having said that, it was changed after a set to the point that, okay, organizers would be like, okay, let's be lenient, let's be a bit lenient about it. Let's allow the players to switch up positions or roles dependent on how they want it. And yeah, it worked. But it stayed, mind you, it stayed as character lock. Now that I give a thumbs up, 2 thumbs up actually, because character locks, I'm a huge believer of character locks, at least in terms of problem solving, right? Because problem solving with a single character teaches you a lot about yourself. Yes, I have to admit, going into the tournament, I had a different choice of character, but I said to myself, I want to stress test how much I can do or how far I can get with one character, and possibly the most difficult character on my roster. I wanted to see that. And of course, granted that I've never joined a big scale tournament in Tekken 8 at all. This is technically my first. I wanted to really understand how this is gonna work. Sure, it's not a 1v1, but I should know the pressure. I wanted to know how I should approach matchups, how I should approach high tension environment, so on and so forth, right? So again, a character lock tournament is a very, very good touch. There was a character lock duo tournament many years ago, or I think Tekken 7. I said many because this was obviously pre-pandemic, and this was also tough. This was also very tough because if not a duo, it's a singles tournament, but it's character lock, and a lot of these players had to really stick it out with just one character. So one person in particular was the guy who won that tournament. Yeah, I remember now. It is a 1v1 tournament. Is Dojin. So we all know that Dojin has a massive pool of characters, right? But for this tournament, he had to stick with one. And it is amazing because solving bad matchups with one character is obviously a challenge. It's obviously a daunting task. But when you get past that, hurdle, it only goes to show that you put in the work and you have that grit and you played better that day. So the character lock mechanic here for me is really an amazing touch. I was talking about that a lot yesterday. And in my opinion, I'd want to try that again if that opportunity presents itself. I'd want to try that very much. This is why I want Mokujin in Tekken 8. Then you lose the purpose of a character lock. I'm pretty sure if there was a character lock with Mokujin in Tekken 8, it's not going to work. It's not going to be valid. Because by nature, Mokujin is not character locked. So you have to understand that. I have a huge feeling that we're going to get a Mokujin in Tekken 8. But for tournament use, that's a huge order, right? If Mokujin comes out, by the way, you will see me a lot in the lab because Mokujin does a lot that other characters, the main character, the real character, cannot do. So I remember back then in Tekken 7 and Tekken Tag 2, I really spent so much time labbing, man, because Mokujin had really weird hit and hurt box properties. What's good, the Hustler? It's all good. It's all good. I hope you are too. That's doable. I've seen people do that. Mokujin in tournaments. It's not so much of a flex. In my opinion, it's not so much of a flex. But it's a display of commitment. Because a flex is only, in my opinion, a flex is only a flex if you win it. As a Mokujin. That's the reality. If you Mokujin for arrogance, that's completely different. Because it would suck. It would absolutely suck if as a Mokujin, you do it just because of the desire to be recognized as someone who uses Mokujin, but you don't really dig deep on how Mokujin really is. Because let's not forget, Mokujin, again, there it is. His size with Xiaoyu moves. See, there's a big difference between a Mokujin being that character and the actual character, right? Say, for example, Xiaoyu as a Mokujin has more hand reach and longer leg reach. Yes, longer leg reach. A Mokujin Jack is worse than an actual Jack. A Mokujin Kuma is somewhat better than an actual Kuma because of the legs. And I though I never experienced it, I felt that a Claudio Mokujin would be weaker than an actual Claudio. Probably. I could be wrong. Because we've never tried that. Sorry, I don't know what that is. A Mokujin Reina might be funny. Yeah. A Mokujin Feng, by the way, yung Mokujin Ogre, it was, in my opinion, Sen, it was 50-50. Because the Mokujin Ogre had a good ender, it had a bad combo potential, but it had good leg potential. So the forward 2 of Ogre was bad. The up 3+4 was good. And you cannot use the horns originally that you would use as a Mokujin because it was short. The Hunting Hawk was great though. Like the Hunting Hawk Ender for Mokujin was really, really good, but the timing was different. So again, there were some stuff like that. I spent so much time understanding how that works. And it's pretty sick that, I don't know why we got to the Mokujin topic, but I like it. It's pretty sick to have that kind of mastery. But going back to the character lock being a huge factor. Oh, by the way, it's a character lock and you cannot repeat the same character in one team. If that makes sense. So, say for example, with the team, it's character variety. The team of Wham and Wham, Jules, and Shopao, they would have a Steve Fox in it. So that's for sure gonna be Shopao. In my case, I was gonna be the Steve in my team. So none of those characters should repeat in one team. So Wham would be Fang, Jules would be Claudio, Shopao would be Steve Fox. In my team, shout outs by the way to the two amazing bloods who went with me for that, or like basically who put me in their team. The whole for the whole tournament, Matthew. Mokujin's true ogre arm, right arm is non-existent. Exactly. So it was Bakal Nation and Zato. So if you guys are unaware, Bakal Nation is part of 20V as well. He's still one of the more popular uprising talents that we have now in the community. And Zato, even more newer to the community. One of my students. So these two fine young gentlemen, along with myself, we did what we had to do for the tournament. And so Bakal Nation amazingly was an Asuka, by the way. He was an impressive Asuka yesterday. Zato, she exceeded my expectations too. And as a Reina, by the way. And yours truly as a Steve Fox. So, big revelation here. I was gonna go to that tournament as a Zafina, by the way. I was gonna go to this tournament as a Zafina. But I realized to myself that I really did. I even told the organizers that I was gonna be Zafina, but I had to change my mind days before the tournament so that I could prepare. And since this is the first tournament that I really could join, and I really wanted to go with Steve. I said to myself I had to go with Steve. I'd be so arrogant to not stress test the character that I spent so much time on labbing, streaming, playing, and not bring him in tournament. So I said to myself, I'm gonna go Steve. No matter what happens, I'm gonna go Steve. Another tournament, maybe a lower scale tournament, I don't know, maybe, or a more loose tournament. This was already fairly loose to think about it. But granted that to me, it's a bit more valuable, at least in the sense that this is my first Tekken 8 tournament. I wanted to go Steve. I said that I had a few moments of contemplation for me to lock in the Steve, and I did not regret it. So let's talk about variety of characters. Now, the variety of characters also correlates to what I said with the 3v3 plus the character lock. Unusually, we did not see a lot of Dragunovs in there. So, this is crazy. This is super duper crazy because you would think that a huge tournament like that, you'd see the usual suspects. You'd probably lay your eyes on maybe a bunch of Dragunovs, a bunch of Ninas maybe, or Feng Weis. There weren't really a lot of Feng Weis. Apart from Wham, I did not face another Feng. So you guys could correct me if I'm wrong, Wham, if you're still here. Maybe you did lay your eyes, or maybe you did face some Feng Weis, but please do enlighten me because I did not. I absolutely did not face another Feng Wei. If memory serves, and I really clearly do because I remember my matches. Yeah, exactly. So it was an insanely strange variety of characters that we saw, because there was a team I think comprised of a Yoshimitsu. Hey, Sandy C, you might summon the wrong person here. You might summon the you might summon an insane down player or down players here because of that. But anyways. Hey, you better not, Wham. You better not. On paper, your character was the strongest character in your team. On paper, your character was the top 5, was the representative of top 5 in your team. So you guys better not. All right, for crying out loud. Really? 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 They don't believe? Sen, I don't believe you either. You just published a Feng Wei video literally last night, I think. Anyways, kidding aside though. So we saw a bunch of characters there, right? So we did see representing the top 5s in the usual top 5s, by the way. We had Alisa's. I faced a couple of Alisa's. I saw a Yoshimitsu, and I did see a bear user, and I'm not so sure how many. I saw some bear users who did not use bears, which is okay. I saw Paul, which is shoutouts by the way to. Yeah, Nina doesn't have. I think a Dragunov. There was one. I think C2 Sai was there. He probably used Dragunov, but there wasn't a lot. There wasn't a lot of Dragunovs. Yeah, Nina doesn't exist. Like, there was really no Nina. That's what I was saying earlier. There was no Nina. I don't remember seeing a single Nina. There's a Lee. The Lee Chaolans, let's think. The Lees, I didn't see much. Oh, you better not, Rayash. You better not. There were drags. Okay. Was there a Lily? Oh, Zechariah. Shout out to Zechariah, by the way. Let's give Zechariah a shout out here. Because Zechariah was again in grand finals in the Mascara Tekken AT&T tournament. Kilo was good. I think there were Lilies, Zechariah, but I never saw them play. So maybe, just maybe there. You look kind of what? Kilo. Anywho. So, what's good, Kilo? Much love. And it's been a while. How have you been? So, I think there were some Lilies, but I never saw them play. Anywho. Kinda, Bring back Anna. The brother, Anywho. So, congratulations, by the way, Zek. Amazing performance as always. Very stellar performance. What else? What other characters did we see? Oh, yeah. Yeah, here. I did not see any Ravens, which was also originally one of the characters I was thinking of bringing out. But again, I'm not going to be arrogant about it. I did not prepare. There were Kings, yes. Our first opponent had Kings. So, thank you, Kilo. Our first opponent had a King. Law. We had Law. We faced a Paul. So shout outs again to that team. Vesper. I'm gonna give a shout out to Vesper because I think he was the only Paul I saw. Right? Leo. Not so sure about the Leo. Because there were 14 teams, by the way. Paul, was he there? Really? I didn't know he was there. Okay, there. So shoutouts. Okay, gotcha. So pardon me for that. There was a Paul. A couple Pauls, at least. Until Anna comes back, Nina and Zafina gang. There was a Zafina. Again, originally that was my plan. I was gonna play Zafina. Wham himself faced Zafina. So, faced as Zafina. We have a Victor or Victors. I'm pretty sure there's more than one of a Victor there. I did not see a Jin. Maybe not me. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Devil Jin there is. Yes, I faced the Devil Jin as well. I didn't see a Jin. I faced the Devil Jin. Devil Jin and Reina. Right. There we go. We had the Devil Jin and Reina's over there. And I did not see... there were Azucenas, by the way. No Haihachis, yes. Actually, I talked about this yesterday to Zato. I did not see a Heihachi in the tournament yesterday. Yes, there was an Azucena yesterday. I faced the Azucena as well. So... Azucena, who else did I... Of course, there were Shaheens. There was a Jack. How could we forget the Jack, right? Wham! How could we forget Jack 8? Alright? So, we fought probably the looniest, but not... we fought the looniest person. He was ahead of his time. He was Jack 9. 8.5 to 9. So long story short, we faced one of our good buddies, by the way. Shoutouts. I don't know what his IGN is, but shoutouts to one of our buddies, EJ, who kept the tournament very light. You know, me personally, I was already in top 4. We were already guaranteed, I think, 3rd at the time, and we were really enjoying it. I was literally just enjoying it, but here's the catch: being a loony player does not make the guy anyone to scoff at. He's still a tough opponent. He got a few matches against, I think, their team, Wham and Jules. He got me too. So, there. I was an 0-1. I never got to play him again. I never got to play him again after that. I was an 0-1 against the guy, and Zato also, I think, lost to him. Jules lost 1 match to him. Wham, there's the score. And he has something. He has something. He's an OG-ish player. He's been around quite a bit. And he's funny to watch. He's funny to watch and play with. He's a fun guy to be with. Shoutouts to him. So getting back to the variety of characters, we have a Jack. And you're not going to believe this. The top three, me, our team, and my team, MAI team, which is the second placer, and the champions, all had Steves, which is fun. It's great, dude. It's absolutely great. So, and here's the catch. I'm gonna come clean. My Steve, very fresh off of hiatus, facing these Steves. I really had so much realizations. We're gonna get to that. The number 5 point, because I lost 2 of the Steve mirrors that I faced in tournament. So we're gonna get to that in just a bit. Variety of characters, again, last but not least, I felt that the character lock mechanic made it interesting in the sense that counter picking was not really so prevalent, but whatever character you go with, no matter how strange the character choice may be, you have to stick with that. And again, Asuka. By the way, Wham, did you ever see a June? I never saw a June. I never saw a single June. I saw in casuals, but not in tournament. Okay, Ray Ash, we're gonna get to that. That's part of the topic tonight. That is part of the topic tonight, so please stick around. Okay. I never saw a June. So there, if there was one June, then that's at least good. Seeing I think only Azucena, by the shout outs to that guy, shout outs to Emsu, because away from my knowledge, he was the only Azucena, of my knowledge rather, he was the only Azucena that I ever saw in that whole tournament. So if there was somebody else, then still good. Shout outs to you guys. Okay, now this is in my opinion one of my biggest slaps to myself, leading into this tournament in particular. And as you see in the bullet point here, it says personal perspective, because this does not apply to everybody. This is my own take on age. So I've never been one to shy away from my age, right? I always accept whenever I speak about age. So while I believe that tournament setting doesn't really vary when it comes to age, because a lot of our champions, like I said, are beyond their 30s or at least very early 30s, I feel that my age, or at least the way that I prepare for a single tournament, or this tournament in particular, I have to account for the fact that I will not be perfect at it. that there will be a lot of things up here. There will be a lot of things that I'm going to think about, and I have to go back. I have to be backwards compatible when it comes to my mentality. Backwards compatible meaning I have to try to be young again when I play this game. I have to try and channel the inner enjoyment of me, because I realized this, that since this is the first Tekken 8 tournament that I've been to, I have to enjoy it again, which I completely never I completely, in his 20s, kind of, yeah, even my late 20s, I have to enjoy it again. I have to enjoy what a tournament is like. Less on gameplay, duly noted. In a manner, you're right, to be honest. Reverse adulting. I have to remember that because of the fact that no matter what happens, Tekken is still a game. You have to enjoy it. So yesterday, whenever I would fist bump anybody before a match, the first thing that I would say is enjoy. Good luck and let's enjoy, or just basically enjoy. I have to remember the age factor of this game, that it's still made as a game. I have to enjoy it. I should not put the pressure of being a former pro and still an existing pro get to me in this. And it's hard because I've already in my personal list of credentials, former pro or being a pro still says a bunch. Let's be honest here. It still kind of dictates a little bit of innate pressure because people expect you to deliver. But in reality, no one says that to your ear, right? And until then, I have to remember personally that this is a game. It is a game, and I have to enjoy it, right? I feel that the biggest difference between the younger players and the older players is that if you're a younger player, you're still more immersed into proving a point compared to an adult or like an older player who wants to enjoy the game, right? So in a manner, I have to kind of backtrack and remember that it is a game. I have to go back a little bit and remember that this is what I play it for. I want to enjoy. I want to bring that mentality back of youth, if that makes sense, guys. Because again, it kind of puts some insane amount of pressure on anybody who tries to play in the tournament and try to prove something because you want to prove something. I for one, I'm not gonna get ahead of myself here, but at least to the people who know me, I have nothing else to prove anymore. At least I don't want to prove anything anymore. I'm okay with that. Not being too overzealous, but the people who know me, people who I know back, there's nothing to prove, right? And Tekken, at the end of the day, is still a game. You have to remember how to enjoy it. That's one of the things that I really realized yesterday. Tekken 8, as excited as I was, and a lot of us are, we're very excited to try out this new game, be good at it right away, and let's just leave it out there. But people are forgetting that it's only year one. And I had to remind people, that myself included, that this is only year one of Tekken 8. A lot of things are still going to get fixed. A lot of things will still change. And people are, in my opinion, sweating a little too much in this, even showing the darker colors of themselves, because they're so invested in proving a point. So the age factor here, I'm not just talking about this in numbers, but I'm also talking about mentality. This, I think, is one of the reasons why a lot of the pros don't have issues. Not just in the Philippines, but also overseas. Plugging in year one, that's another issue. But again, this is one thing I want to tell you guys, right? Even if you look at X, or if you look at other forms of social media, other platforms of social media, you're gonna see that a lot of the players who are older or who have been around a while, they don't always stir up issues. Not a lot of them actually instigate fights or instigate like hot takes or basically trouble, for lack of a better term. They don't really 100%. They don't really do a lot they don't make a mess. You know, just to put it simply. It's usually the young ones, and I don't want to sound gatekeepy, but it's true. Based on experience, it's really the young players, the newer players, who voice out a lot, who cry a lot, and who cause mayhem. So we don't want to be like that, right? Or at least in my perspective, I don't want to be like that. There you go, Zach. Thank you so much. Good thing that Zechariah, mind you, Zechariah is very young. And I have never heard Zechariah make a fuss out of anything. So this is coming from one of our more consistent tournament placers, who is, by the way, Zek, correct me if I'm wrong, like, aren't you like below 20 years old? You're below 20, right? So that's a statement. That's a big statement. None of the people and Zek, by the way, I got to talk to one of your buddies. Reflex wise, Swam, we would give that, right? Reflex wise, I definitely want to be below 20. Because reflexes, it's crazy. Anyways, so yeah, Zek, I got to talk to one of your buddies. He doesn't even know some words. Hi, Aspa. That's funny. That's adorable, by the way. So I got to talk to one of Zek's buddies, and this buddy of yours told me that me speaking super straight towards this new player. I'm not saying that this player is young, because I don't know, but a new player who's been stirring quite a bit of fuss, right? Who's been making the bad kind of noise. Yeah. This is funny, Zek. This is funny. I don't want to say that on stream right now, Drew. So, because this particular person is new to the community and started to cause a lot of interesting takes and interesting actions, didn't like when they're being called out. It's funny because, again, that doesn't happen to older players. And when this particular person got a taste of the medicine, this person didn't like it, right? Because in order for you to, in my opinion, again, in order for you to be a successful Tekken player, not just in game, not just in based on skill, but also as a professional, you know, being an asset, a marketable player, being sponsored. It's fine. That's my point. But Zek knows probably who I'm talking about. No. But the only reason I'm saying this is because this is one example of why I'm saying that considering age is a deal, right? It's a big deal because you have to play this game. In my opinion, you have to play this game like we're not even sure, but whatever. When you play this game, you have to remember that you're also playing it like a child. But you're approaching it, or your thought process, your emotional status is an adult. That's why I feel that age is so good, because age teaches you how to be composed. Oh, why, Zek? Why the frown? And there's nothing wrong with being both. It's okay to be completely an adult in the game. It's okay to be a young one in the game. It's fine, because Tekken accepts all that. But what I feel is that if you approach this game with a little too much stress of being an adult, or of trying to be super duper sweaty at times, that kind of burns you. Skill 100, age 0. There we go. That's a good way of putting it, right, Ash? Age defines age apart from personality defines your game. The way you think, the way you approach a game is the same as how you sometimes approach things in life. Let's be honest with that. So if you're in the outside world a troublemaker, there's a huge chance that you will bring that in the game. Huge chance. So you got to keep yourself in check, right? Whenever that happens, you got to make sure that you put yourself in that position where you see where you're wrong. Otherwise, then how are you gonna thrive, right? How are you gonna thrive? Anyway, Zek, thank you, by the way, for being here, and I appreciate you dropping by. Please feel free to stay. Last but not least, we're gonna talk about my final realization here, which is the lack of experience after a 5-year absence. That is not a joke. I thought to myself that this is gonna be easy, but I can share the same sentiment with one of our buddies. I think he's still here. Sen DC was gone for a long time before he decided to play Tekken again. Maybe even longer than how long I was out. But for 5 years, I have never really went to a tournament offline and put a bit of preparation in it, if you get my meaning. So there were just literally one offline tournament that I went to, albeit two in the past 5 years. that I went to, which I forcibly just played, just because we were there and we had nothing better to do. One in Tekken 7 and one in Tekken 8. So that, in my opinion, doesn't count because that's a spur of the moment, right? Not to mention, neither of them were actually, in my perspective, were tournaments that I would fully give my heart into. This one, at least, I was interested in this. I really was. Despite the fact that I was conflicted on whether or not I could go, I was interested in this. I have to admit that. So the 5 years that I wasn't around in offline tournaments, I realized so much that the way you prepare yourself, not just in game but emotionally too, is a huge factor, right? I've been teaching a lot of people based on my experience for previous tournaments, right? It's kind of different when I have to do that myself because of my standpoint, because of where I am. I have to teach people on how to be composed, on how to decide in certain situations as their character and as a different individual who doesn't have the same amount of years as I do when it comes to tournaments, right? Some of my students, they've been playing Tekken only since like last part of 7, so it means that their tournament experience is not as expansive. Some of them have 0 tournament experience, so that makes it even worse. Some of them have played in bigger streams, in bigger scale tournaments, huge tournaments altogether. And the one thing that they want to ask from me is my perspective on certain matchups, of character matchups, not even people matchups, on how you'd approach that in a 1-2 setting. So the 5-year absence made me realize that I feel that it's what disappeared from me. The preparation plus deciding on the spot as fast as I should be. Okay. But yesterday, I'm not gonna lie, I did better than I thought I would. I'll be honest. I did start off quite a bit anxious, but when I had the ball rolling, it was working. It really was. So I was okay with that for a starter. And a lot of these factors kicked in, especially the time, because yesterday, by the way, if you guys are unaware, the whole tournament lasted almost 14 hours. So it was very, very tiring. It's not necessarily the having to play a lot. We played a good amount of games, yes, but the longevity of the tournament was kind of what got us tired. And that was long. It wasn't even like Rev Major caliber or convention caliber, but it was long. Yes, Zechariah, it was really long. The story is really getting me fired up. Hey, thank you, Supervillain. Thank you, Eric. Hello. Good evening. Yes, Zach. Because 14 being the magic number, I don't know if it was just coincidence, but there were 14 teams of 3, Zechariah. So in case you weren't here when I mentioned it, there were 14 teams of 3 in a double elimination format. So each match was best of 3. So each match per person, by the way, was first to 2. Each match was first to 2, and your team has to win 2 sets to advance. So you can only imagine how long that is, right? Some teams, they breezed through the entire competition. Some went 1-1, right? And by the way, I have to clarify, on the occasion that it becomes 1-1 per team, they will go on another set, but this time it is a best of 1. So it'll be a single elimination to determine the score. So that's huge. But again, 14 teams of 3, right? Not a joke. I thought to myself, it's gonna be fast, because again, it's not like other team battles that I went to before, where I've experienced a team battle of 22 versus 22, and it's a first to 2. So having that many, imagine that, a guaranteed 44 players, right? Guaranteed 44 players to play, or at least to try and eliminate. That's quite a lot, right? That's pretty big. So yesterday, it really took a long time for the tournament to end. Now let's talk about resolutions, right? I don't think there's any denying that majority of the things that I have to solve here is tournament experience. Again, Now, despite the fact that, again, I played the first 4 years of Tekken 7, it doesn't add up to what I have to do for Tekken 8. Again, going back to point number 1, it's very different. The 4 years that I played competitively, almost competitively, entirely for Tekken 7, because year 1 and year 2, it was the start of the arcades of Tekken 7. But the 4 years that I was out there, it doesn't compare to how the first year of Tekken 8 is. Tekken 8 is super tiring. It is super duper tiring. So the more tired you get, the more your brain burns, the less solutions you make, or the more clouded your thought process will be. I feel that solving problems in Tekken 8 is a lot more complicated than Tekken 7, obviously. And solving problems, without question, burns a lot more energy and mental stack. So my solution is, since I'm not new to the tournament setting, I just have to play more. I have to join tournaments more, no matter what that means. Small, big, it's just a matter of your mental stamina improving along the way. So yesterday, just to give you guys an idea, the first set that I played, it was not the best. It was okay, you know. But then after I got that started up, I went really hard. I'm not gonna lie about this. I went really, really heavy on the next set that I did. So that was important to me because I didn't do a lot during the first set, and I wanted to do good on the second set. So I really took all the information that I have, all the knowledge that I have, and it's safe to say that the engine already warmed up. And I have to admit, I did really, really good on our second set. So I think I played the Azucena, the Alisa, and a Shaheen in that team. So that went really, really well for me. After that, believe it or not, Core the G, there he is. We're just talking about the tournament, right? Sorry, it's hard to explain. But it was a 3v3 here, one of our locals, and it was my first offline in a long time, in 5 years to be exact. So I had to talk about it. And I played after that set that I played, I already felt the exhaustion. So that alone, that ran for about, maybe, just maybe, if my memory serves me right, probably 30 to 40 minutes. Right? The only reason that it felt long, in my opinion, is because it was a steep. Some of those matches were 6 rounds to none, by the way. Some of those matches were 6-0. So that was fast. But it felt like forever. And since it was a first to two, the first set, none of my other teammates played. I played the whole set. So I eliminated the whole team. And the second set, I got eliminated after I eliminated one guy. So it was pretty long, all things considered. Maybe like 30 minutes to 40 minutes, including downtime and prep. But after that, I was already tired. So that wasn't a good sign for me, personally. Because another tournament, a 1v1 tournament, will have no substitutes. I will have to keep playing. Right? That was a very, very big realization for me that, man, I burned myself that fast in such a simple setting, because the four or five times that I played after that, it was equivalent to like one normal pool almost. It means that by the time I get to the end of my pool, I would have already been burned out, which I have to train eventually. After that, I had a bit of rest. Zato, he actually did very, very good against the next team that we faced. So he got them, I think, a good sweep as well. After eliminating one guy, it was my turn to eliminate the rest of the two guys. So, and that also went by pretty fast. By the time we got to our top 4, it was already very late at night, and I had to try and make up some more energy. So it worked for a little bit until I burned. So long story short, my consistency in tournament is more like it flatlines in a manner. It's like a heartbeat. It's like a heartbeat monitor. So it kind of goes up and down, right? Seismograph type of stuff. So I have to make it so that it should be consistent. Like I could at least try to stay up for a while, long time or longer up there than to sink. I kind of go very finicky when it comes to consistency. So I have to play more, right? Last but not least, I cannot be arrogant. I cannot be too, I'd say, overzealous or overconfident with my own skill. I'm not saying that I did go in there prepared to take everybody out. No, but I have to prepare longer, especially for tournaments. It's not like back then in Tekken 7. I give myself like maybe 2 or 3 days. I'll be fine. Okay, this game is completely new. I have to personally give myself like 4 or 5 days, maybe a week, to prepare for this, because I'm no longer exposed to the tournament setting. I really have to dig deep. And the reality is here, guys, and I've been saying this on stream quite a bit, coaching, competing, they're not even the way that you approach them, not close, not even close. Trust me, the gap here is huge, and please don't let people tell you otherwise, or at least this is based on my experience. Coaching is you are getting the knowledge for somebody else. Competing, you are getting knowledge for you, right? So this, I have this competing part, I have to put it down here first, because this career needs more from me, right? This path needs more from me. And I thank you guys for that, by the way. Thank you for keeping your faith in the coaching. Some of the people here that we've taught and are still teaching are in the chat, most likely. I'm really grateful for that. So the coaching part, I really have to compartmentalize if I want to compete, which at the moment I cannot, not yet. And coaching and the competing part, I have to be selfish. Should I need to be selfish, I will make a different discipline for that, right? So yes, I have on paper, I've said that many times before, but for Tekken 8, I have solidified the idea. I really cannot do both at the same time. Not to mention commentary. It stands right here, right? So this is coaching, competing, commentary, the 3 C's of my, of my thing. So this basically the mother box, as I call it, the mother box is not gonna function for me until I'm at my best, probably my best state. I have to pick out, I have to take out one, right? I cannot 100% slam them all in and be the best at everything. 1 or 2 has to give. So that's my biggest resolution. If I'm gonna join a tournament, right, I have to be selfish. I have to think of me first, because I'm not trying to, because in a tournament, it's every man for themselves. There is no such thing as you're my student, you're my buddy, nada. They will want to win that just as much as you. So I have to be selfish. It is a jungle out there in tournaments, in case you guys are unaware. As much as you'd want to have fun and enjoy, the other guy will not give you the win. So my biggest resolution is, if I want to join tournaments, I have to spend a little bit of time being selfish, apart from the work that I'm already doing, right? And of course, just be exposed. Just enjoy the tournament as it is. Just be out there and play, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys learned a thing or two, at least for this part of our need to make the tournament fee worth by winning. Exactly. But winning is okay. I'm gonna answer that for Aspa real quick. The tournament fee. Okay. So the one reason why I found this tournament to be appealing is because, I'll be honest, the tournament fee isn't that big, and for such a good stipulation, the tournament fee is very generous, right, for a team. And I realized that it's nice to have such a I'd say player friendly amount for the XP that you're gonna get. I enjoy that very much, because this is good preparation for an actual major or a big tournament that you're preparing for, which costs more, which has bigger competition, so on and so forth, right? Oh, and one more takeaway here, guys, in case you guys don't you never heard this from me. Pick your battles, right? It's true that every tournament that you join, you should treat it as if it's a major. It's big. But there's a downside to that. Every tournament that you join is not, or all the tournaments you join will not be of the same gravity. Not all the tournaments that align in front of you, unless they're all dojos, literally all dojos, or all challengers or whatnot. Not all of them will have the same gravity as each one, right? There will be community tournaments. There will be collegiate tournaments. There will be grassroots tournaments. There will be, I'd say, qualifiers. They're not all the same weight, right? You have to understand, to compete in the future, if there's a chance. Yes, if there's a chance, I might even organize some of my own. So Again, I did that before already. I might do it again. And you have to understand the gravity of the tournaments that you're joining so that you find out more about yourself. What I mean by that is, say if you're in a community tournament, you can experiment. Wham has done this. Some other friends that I know have done this, right? I bet even Zek has done this. Like in a community tournament, maybe, or in a small scale tournament, even household tournaments, right? You can try out a different character, a different approach to things without sweating it too much so that you can stress test without mentally burning out or emotionally getting drained. TMNY Open, I'm gonna wait for that, Sam. I'm gonna wait for that. So there are different gravities to certain tournaments. You have to understand which tournament you should always put. Like if you have a glass of 100%, right? You're not gonna pour all the same glass in a glass that's smaller. That's my mentality in tournament setting. If that tall aqua flask that you have, you cannot pour, right? Because you only need a gulp of water. Say for example, you need a gulp of water. If you pour enough for that glass to be full, you're okay with that glass, right? You don't need to put the whole jug in there. That's one of my mentalities. So know the gravity of the tournament that you're going to. That way you know how much you can prepare, what characters you can go with, or what approach you can go with. I think that's fair. There's nothing wrong with treating every tournament as if it's really a very, very big major. But I feel that sometimes, especially for the generations now, they tend to burn out a lot. Because every tournament that they join, they want to prove something. Even though, like, in my opinion, it's a house tournament. Yes, I won this house tournament of my neighbor, of my buddy, which I play with every single day. Right? And there's like 5 of us here. I made it to the top 5. And I won a 5-man household tournament because I wanted to prove a point. Right? So I can name a few, but I'm not going to. Yeah, I know you guys are waiting, but you have to understand that this game is still a game. Again, like I said, it's a game. Imagine if offline tournaments reward Tekken coins though. Dude, that'll be fun-ish, right? Okay, so thank you for joining my thoughts here. I'm very grateful that you guys listened to my thoughts here, to my blabber about a recent tournament. I know some of you are already out there and doing your own things in tournaments. To me, it's a bit special, a bit more special. I did say that to other people as well because this is my first actual outing with preparation in a tournament, and that means a lot, right? That means a lot to me because I went there with an open mind, sleepless almost, right? A bit anxious because I went there because, man, tomorrow I'm gonna play my first offline in 5 years. I went there just ready to be disappointed as usual, you know, but it turned out well, and I missed the feeling, the adrenaline rush of being in a tournament, right? It's not the same rush that you get from streaming or ranked or lobbies and anything. It's really not the same. Not even the same as arcades. So feeling that again, it's just amazing. Hopefully I get to feel that again. If ever there'll be a chance to do so, I'll be very happy. But for now, again, you saw my hands, right? We're gonna have to compartmentalize the competition first, again, up until probably the big one in a few weeks. I have to go back to reality. I did say that. Which one, Sen? Yeah. I don't think you should join. I know you're joining the big one. Oh, I'm waiting for that supervillain. I am waiting for that. All right. And I have an announcement in a few days, right? Or maybe in a few weeks because I'm still cooking something up. Now, let's talk about this one if you guys are unaware. I'm going to close this topic real quick and get you ready for this. This was a question earlier today, and apparently tomorrow, it's supposedly tomorrow, I could be wrong, that here it's here, it's here. Where is that? There, let's go. Here, let me put this down. Yes, it is tomorrow. So if you guys have replays, you might want to record them already and all that, because we're gonna get some. And the promise, by the way, I saw a tweet. I saw this tweet that we are gonna have finally the Dragunov and Elisa change. Yes, Dragunov and Elisa nerfs. Oh my goodness. One, Dragunov, because I will see. I pray so hard, honestly. I pray so hard that they finally do what is intended for the love of it all. I really pray. Right, Miru? You for one are excited. Yes, it's tomorrow. Not yet, Sen. Tomorrow. I pray, I plead that the change that we need comes. Right? If not, then 1.10. We don't know when that's coming, but 1.9. And they did say that it's gonna be some tracking changes and hit property changes. That right there. Behavior on hit changes. Balik to beginner mga ranks. Don't you dare say that, Sen. I'm still grinding the Steve. I don't think we're gonna have any rank changes. They're gonna announce that if ever. Right? Every character should be nerfed? No. Why? The top 10 is clear. 11 onwards, there's no bottom tier. Okay, so I'll tell you this straight up. The tracking change, that really brightens up my day. Hearing that. Plus the behavior on hit. It said so in that tweet that the behavior on hit is gonna change. So that might mean back 4-3 and axe kick. Good lord. If that really does happen, I will be super happy. I will be super happy. Okay. Buff drag nerf Feng? Yeah. You sucker. Alright. Now, funny enough, like I said, I feel that there will be other characters that might get some phantom changes, right? So, having said, I don't think we have time anymore for some ranked. I'm so sorry. But let's go to practice real quick. Feng is good. Feng is the next best thing. I can have respect for Dragunov after this. Dude, Dragunov... Okay. I feel that when Dragunov comes out... Or sorry, when his nerfs come out... When his nerfs come out... It will really deter so many players from actually liking him. Right now, there are still some players who really ride the train. And again, I'm so sorry for being so gatekeepy sounding when I say this, man. But the thing is, a lot of people really literally just play Dragunov to get to GOD for the prestige. Just so they could say that, oh, I got to GOD year 1 drag, wah, but they never did that in Tekken 7. I'm so sorry. Again, it sounds so gatekeepy. Right? But they didn't do it. For the points, yeah. They never did it during the weak point. And again, this is what I'm trying to say from the get-go. Y'all never did this, at least for the Filipino players. Y'all never got to GOD. It's gonna sound so arrogant as well. You never got to Tekken God Omega back in 7. During the weakest Dragunov. I did. The tier horse? Absolutely. In the Philippines, I remember that I was the only, I think, as far as I remember, I was the only GOD drag, Omega drag. So screw the tier whoring, right? Let's see how long you last, guys. Let's see how long you last when Dragunov actually gets nerfed. I cannot wait. I really cannot. If that is the case. I gained respect for Victor after he got nerfed. He has to work for his game plan instead of spamming the same 3 moves. Oh, you'll be surprised, Ash. A lot of Victors still do that. Tier D drag lovers, yes. Remember that, Miru? Oh, Miru again, by the way, guys. Apart from being an awesome Chad, from being an awesome dude, him and I share the same Dragon of Love. Right? He even has the same sub. I think Miru again is a backwards me. So basically what I mean by that is he is a Dragon of main with an Armor King sub. As for me, I'm an Armor King main with a Dragunov sub. This is why I wanted Dragunov so bad to be good in this game, at least to the point that, you know. So Me, a purple rank dragon Tekken 7. Yeah. I hope they don't ruin Bob. I hope so. When I see them because of Tekken 8. There we go, Zek. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. And Zek, like, realistically speaking, I'll be honest here. Realistically speaking, even the strength of Lily against a very good Dragunov, it doesn't work. It's still not the same. At least it's tolerable. It's on me if I got clipped because I know there's a clear counterplay. And here, the fact is, whenever I play Dragunov, you guys saw this arc, right? I think Ray Ash was here too. When I play Dragunov to get him to TGS because of some students, right? Because of some students, every time I lose, I always say the one thing. It's not the opponent, it's me. It's a skill issue. Whenever I play the Dragunov to you know, to get to TGS and I lose, it's not their fault. It's my fault. It's a skill issue. Right? It's a skill issue for me. Sorry, I just replied to something. If Dragunov gets nerfed. Don't just say that. Jules will hate you for it. What if Drag is perfectly balanced all this time? That is amazing claim. I am yet to ban you, Violet. So yeah. I'll be real. Here we go. I feel that Dragunov. I feel that Dragunov dude, this is okay. I'll be honest with you guys. This is all you gotta take out. And this. And he'll be fine. These two things, man. These two things are the only things you need to take out. Hold on, I'm gonna get my phone real quick. And guys, I would gladly, by the way, I would gladly take an L as a Dragunov post nerf that I'm the problem than to take a W pre nerf. You get me? You get me, guys? That is what I'm thinking right now. This is exactly why I feel that Dragunov is a pain to my eyes. Right? Want to feel good? Use drag. Dude, it's amazing. It is amazing. As long as they make the second hit of that side steppable, I'll be a happy camper. Here's the catch, Zek. I'll be honest. This being tracking was already a problem. Make back 4-2 minus 11. For me, 11, not 12. 11 is fine. Because 12 means that he's already punishable by other moves. So that's a bit overkill. In my opinion, only core, 11 is fine. 11 is fine. This way, the Dragunov will be forced to wave and then he'll be punishable by everything. Mind you, okay. Excuse me. If I use drag, I'll have to get vaccinated one more time. That is funny. Okay, here we go. So 11 during sneak, minus 9 if not. Yes. Or here's the catch. This being minus 11 on block plus the sneak, this should be like this should have less recovery. You see this, look at this. For me, it should take a while before drag goes to that sneak. This way you can't do this wall combo anymore. That's fair, in my opinion. Because this, even if say balance. So say, look at this. Because this combo, right? You remember, you guys know how this works, right? So this situation is still pretty strong, even if you nerf the axe kick. But this losing its immediate sneak is fair. They made layers back to minus 10 because they wanted them to commit. Same with this. So this is what I want. I would gladly take out this wall combo, man. Because this is crazy. You stay down, you take raw ground hit. You stand up, you take chip. And +7. Okay. All right. Okay, I have an immediate meeting, by the way. I did not mean to do this. Or I did not mean to have an immediate meeting, but I think I gotta go. Soon, very, very soon, in just a few minutes. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna just answer real quick. Okay, here we go. Hopefully, Yoshi gets another hit. Of Nerf? Yes, I believe so too. Yoshi should get one. I believe that Yoshimitsu should have one. Okay, so let's talk about that again. If I'm gonna talk about properties, I'm sorry guys if I'm gonna take some time, because I cannot wait for the Dragunov Nerf. If once this is solved, say it's solved, my next one would be the axe kick, right? Obviously, for whatever reason, the best move in the game. Okay, so this on block, not 7. I'm fine with 3. 3 plus 3, because +3 still guarantee. It acts like Law's F1 +2. You can still mix with while standing 1, or you can still mix with while standing 4, if it's point blank, right? So if they try to step, it's still a mix. Not to mention, you have a pseudo mix-up of doing the full crouch. That's fair. For the love of all heavenly things, that would have been fair already. Guard break on heat. Then you should lose your guard break. Then you should lose your guard break as Feng. Screw that, Sen. Okay. So this at +3 and keep everything. Should Jahin get nerfed? I don't think so. Give Asuka guard break. You know what? That's not a bad idea. I think that if Asuka got something like a charged FF1 +2 or a running 1 +2 charge, right? I think that's not bad. But you see, Aspa, I feel like they're not gonna give her that because she still has her unblockable. Okay? She still has an unblockable. Give Lee and Heihachi an intro. Yes, that's true. This being +3, keep everything. I'm not even kidding. This being +3 is fine for me. Give Lily guard. Hey, Zek. Fighting words. Hey, do not say that. You have an unblockable too. A usable unblockable. They're still gonna screw up the patch. Hey, Core, I'm not gonna badmouth the developers. Yeah, I'm gonna give them faith. Not because I'm not siding with anybody, but let's leave it to them. Let's leave the developers to cook. You know? Because they did it to some characters. Sure, not everybody. But in a game like this, balancing is definitely not... we can't expect that to land in one go, if you get my meaning. It also has to take some time. I'm so sorry, Core. But I'm just waiting. We just gotta let them cook. Some characters are gonna get theirs bit by bit. Give Feng another guard break. Ray Ash, you are asking for a lot. Excuse me. So this right here, the axe kick +3, I'm great with that, dude. I am super great. But I need one buff for drag. In my opinion, Wildfire on Steve is this should be, in my opinion, this should have make the F1 track to the right. Who's the F1? Who's the F1 are we talking about? Could you shut up? This, in my opinion, wham. Last time they cooked, they ruined Heihachi. Oh, I wouldn't say that, Core. I wouldn't say that. Heihachi's not busted. But you see, guys, Core makes a fair point that some developments might take time. I just believe, Core, that we haven't seen Heihachi in tournament. Okay? That's why I'm not saying that it's cooked yet. I'm gonna wait for how Heihachi will look like in a tournament setting. This is one of the reasons why I never deduced a Heihachi tier list. I think that we should wait for how he's gonna be in tournament. Okay? Yeah, he's not cooked yet. So let's wait for tournaments, please. But I see where you're going with this, Core. So this, having, I feel that this should have, in my opinion, a pseudo this. Just one buff. Because three of the 3 homings of Dragunov are high. So this is okay because it's really, really, really fast. Look at this. This is good. It's a wall splat 14, by the way, in case people are forgetting. So if you frame trap this on the wall, you get a full splat. Homing. Speaking of homing, this deals crazy chip damage. I'm sorry, you guys cannot see this. Look. 14 chip damage. Joka won a tournament with Heihachi, right? That's not enough. That's Joka. That's not enough for them to say that Heihachi is cooked. Look at this. Do you see this? Do you see this? Okay. And remember, during the nerf to drag, I exploited this. I'm not gonna lie. I made a video of this, by the way. That this chip is insane. He switched to Feng during the set. So we gotta see how many more times Heihachi can do some stuff like this. Okay, so for me, I feel that we cannot deduce that Heihachi is already really, 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 really good unless we see a very convincing tournament run. That move underrated. Yeah. So again, I'm talking about the homing, right? So this right here, sure, knockdown, big damage by the way on hit. This used to deal almost 50 damage before. Now it deals a good 35. Still not bad for a high homing. It deals stupid chip damage. And this is what's funny. I found this really strange. So, okay, so it deals way more with heat, right? Look at that. Look at this. 16 damage. 16 damage. Pretty nuts. Pretty strong. But again, the startup of this is crazy. It's 21 frame startup for a high. So you're putting one foot in the grave for that. Now, why do I feel that this needs a buff? Because this move wall splats on point blank and is the slowest homing amongst the three. So at plus 12G and a ballerina spin, that's not bad. But a counter hit of this, probably with a mini combo, would be nice. And it does, and you can make this push back a little further on hit. I wish that pushes back a little further. Because now, this will have people be scared to step. Right? And they'll be scared to duck. So at least that's a threat, you know? The axe kick will finally have a purpose if this becomes buff. But this is just me. I'm just throwing things out there, just a bit of a wish list. Other than that, everything's fine. Even the wall combo with this will be fine with me. Because that's a combo. That's a combo tool. All you have to do is one axe kick, right? Axe kick. Let's be real here. This does everything. Okay, now give it the forward 4 property. No. No. Because this is not homing. This is low crush. This is low crushing, you know, with a mini combo. So that's why I get that there's a combo here. On normal hit. I'm only asking for the counter hit here. You know what I mean? This is okay. This is fine. Even if I have to micro dash. So say for example this hits and then I have to micro dash to do the combo, that'll be fine. That's a good enough buff. Okay? And again, it's only on counter hit. Because this doesn't serve a single other purpose. Listen to me. This doesn't serve a single other purpose other than, you know, combo. Because why would you do that if you have an axe kick? If you have this garbage of a move, right? Anyways. So, last but not least, Tundra Slash. Tundra freaking Slash, dude. Tundra Slash. Even after a damage nerf, this move is horrible to deal with. Ask any Dragunov who picked and played him. Any Dragunov who picked and played. They throw this out, they win. So, without loops, without Dragunov loops, you'd probably deal like 76, 70, 77 damage, right? And that's still good. Okay, let's not go with that combo. Let's go with something dumber. $76 if you do the shoulder. That's 76 for a 14 frame launch, dude. Imagine if you have rage. And the funny thing is you can keep this until you need to combo at the very last shred of your heat. So say for example, very clutch, very crucial. Here we go, look at this. Boom. You still get 76 of your last shred of heat. Some I-14 heat engagers only have guaranteed follow-ups, right? Yes. Steve Fox, Shaheen, right? Zafina, Alisa. A lot of these characters. Brian Fury. Brian Fury's down back 1+2, I think is 16 now, by the way. It's no longer, but still just a follow-up. This right here, man. This right here is just crazy. So, having a guaranteed axe kick here should be fine. That! Because this still exists! This is okay! This is still crazy, dude! This for 51 damage is still nuts! And you can still launch with this, and you can still launch with this. So it's 2 for 2. Let's not talk about Lily's Heat Dash combo. The thing about that, Zek, is that, in my opinion, Lily's 15 has a loophole. First, Lily's 3-1 is parryable. You know this. Lily's 3-1 is both punch parryable, high or mid. 3 to back turn gives up Lily's turn. And I understand 3-1 even at the -9 high property, yes. Yoshimitsu's variation for back to 2 and back to 1 is death on block at 14 frames. How strong would Steve be in Tekken 7? How strong would Lily be in... No, I understand why Steve's Heat Dash isn't gonna be here. Because a 14-frame launcher plus on block for Steve, even without the launcher, is gonna carry to the wall. I promise you. I promise you it's gonna get to the wall. Okay? It's definitely gonna get to the wall. And the thing with Steve is... here's the catch though. I wish that if it was a launcher... it would scale really badly, just like Pulse Forward 2. Because Pulse Forward 2, the elbow, or sorry, is it this one? Yeah. Pulse Forward 2 is 13 frames, but it scales super badly. With Steve, if they do the same, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind that. But I understand why they didn't do it. Right? Sonic Fang, mind you, has ridiculous range. It would hit from distance 3. I love pairing Lily's 3-string with Steve. Exactly. So you see why they're not gonna give it to Steve? Steve can launch you from here, if that's the case. Distance 3. Steve can launch you here at 14 frames. Now that's why I understand. But if they what if they would do is Steve's forward 1+2 2 becomes an engager, I'd be happy. I'd be so happy. I'm fine with that. Okay? That'll be fair for me. Just my 2 cents. Okay? So this having a losing a follow-up, I'll be, I'll be happy. Oh, sorry, losing a combo and just going with the follow-up. I'll be fine with that. I promise you I will Dragunov. Right then and there, I will Dragunov. I'm not even joking. And dude, the loops... it's up to you guys to learn this. Oh, by the way, I'm so flattered. I have a follower. There is no way we got a 17-person raid, bro. There is no way that before I leave... we have new followers and a 17-person raid from Mean Chips. Thank you so much, Mean Chips. Thank you for the new follower, Thalamic Bridge. Thank you guys so much. I want a 2-1 loop, but I can't figure it out. Yes, because it takes practice. It takes practice. This is one of the reasons, C2Sai, where a lot of Dragunovs didn't like what I was doing. DG Gamer TW, thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you for following the channel. And Grimayo, hey, welcome back. Thank you, Mean Chips. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate that. And Lucifer, I like that. That's a really good wordplay. So welcome to the stream. My name is Pica. I am a Tekken professional from the Philippines. I do commentary, I do coaching. I was a former pro player as well. Been streaming for 4 years, on Twitch for 2. Thank you for dropping by the gym. I appreciate y'all's time. Thank you very much. Okay, so having said that, this right here, this combo, it takes a bit of practice. Even I need to refresh my P2 side for that. I have to refresh my player 2 side because the combo is tricky. See, I will lose it, right? I will lose this. What's poppin', says Tunk. Let's give Tunk Jr. a shout out, guys. Could somebody give my boy Tunk Jr. a shout out here? Tunk! One of my favorite Eddies in the whole wide world. And by the way, Tunk streams. One of my favorite students ever. By the way. So yeah, Tunk, how you doing? Making me proud with amazing Eddie gameplay. Him and his dad, Tunk 409. I do have to shout you out. I want to. He did play Valorant last. I love it. How you doing, May? I just want to give you a shout out, May. And my regards to your dad, okay? So thank you, everybody. Thank you. You got diamond? Oh, look at you. You know what? Let's rank real quick. For Tunk. Tunk, go to school. This is funny. You know what? I'm gonna go quick match real fast, okay? I'm not gonna go ranked. I'm gonna go to quick match before everybody. Before everybody leaves. Okay. And I'm about to leave too. I'm gonna go leave in a bit. But let's go quick match. Before we go. Peace. I was gonna go Eddie for Tunk, but I have a business meeting in a bit. It got moved. So yeah, let's quick match. So yesterday, by the way, guys, I played a lot of Steve in that. Okay, I played so much Steve in the whole tournament. I played so much Steve because it's a character lock. So I had to lock in Steve Fox, but now I kind of miss him already. Let's just play some quicks. Wham! I'm gonna get called out again, Wham. Oh! Wham! Are you... Wham! If it is me! Oh my goodness. So Core, who you got now, man? Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the Steve mirror matches. Steve goes crazy. He do be. I forgot to talk about the mirror matches yesterday. So one, a good buddy of ours, Shops or Shopao, if you may know him. Safe to say that we've known each other for years, right? Shops is part of 20V. He's a buddy, and I've been giving him Steve Tech. I'm not gonna lie. We've been giving each other Steve Tech, or well, primarily me, to him, especially since he started liking Steve and Tekken 8. So I love the improvement, whether it's in my hands or Jules's hands or everybody's hands, plus his hard work. I'm already enjoying that. How do you grind from Tekken God to destruction? It's so frustrating. Enjoy it. Enjoy the grind. That's what I've been saying earlier. What you have to remember is that when you lose, it's a learning process. It's so hard to take. I know it's so hypocritical for me to say this because I'm already here. But the one thing I remember, just focusing on YouTube content, gotcha. You have to remember this. When you're losing in this game, it is because you're still doing something wrong. You're still doing something wrong. You have to acknowledge that. And just trust the process. One day, I promise you, you are gonna play really, really good. You are gonna play really, really good just because you don't mind the points and the ranks. Let's talk to Zechariah Carey. I don't know if Zechariah Carey is still here, but dang, Zechariah Carey, the first GOD in the Philippines, by the way, who did it in what, 8 days? 5 or 8 days, maybe? I could be wrong. And now, not worrying about a single bit of point. Not worrying about points at all. Not worrying about points. Not a bit. Oh! Wham! Did you see that move? It's the nightmare move! Oh, there it is! Another nightmare move! The pro killer! Glad you remembered. I do. Just like whose line, whose points it is. The nightmare move. The pro kill. Oh my gosh. Speaking of pro killer. Who reached Tekken Des in 1 week? The Feng user. Who is this? Who is this? 1 week? Sen DC did that in 6 days. Sen DC GOD'd in 6 days. He had 6 Tekken Omegas in Tekken 7. Yeah, Jules did a GOD in 2 days. Actually 6 hours, if you think about it. In total, Jules GOD'd in 6 hours.
That's assuming that started from Fujin.
Yeah, from Fujin, yeah. Of course, just like Dojin, yeah.
It's not my fault it started at Fujin.
Yes. It did start at Fujin, but granted from Fujin to Tech, Jules goes crazy. Titan Thor GODs every time. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Let's be honest here. Titan Thor is gonna GOD when he wants. There's nothing wrong with that, like I said. Again, Sen DC did the same thing. The guy did, he GODs away from our site. I'm not even joking. Sen DC just does it. He just does it. Jules GOD'd in 6 hours. Dojin did the same thing in 6 hours. Joka Fujin to GOD in 5 hours. The same as Dojin. He GOD'd his Heihachi the moment the character came out. It's gonna come to the point wherein this is no longer gonna be a surprise to you. Because you don't pay attention to the rank at all. Yes, it ain't gonna be a discussion. So always just focus on skill. Jules goes crazy, says Tunk Jr. There he is.
What's up, TJ?
TJ! But yeah, Grimayo, what you have to understand here is that when you grind for rank, and people are gonna always say, oh no, I take my rank seriously like this and that. That is exactly why you're sweating. I'm not saying that don't take rank seriously. I'm just saying take your time. There's a big difference. We all have different calendars. Remember this. Not everybody's timeline is the same. And again, it's gonna sound super hypocritical because we've already reached GOD. This Steve, I'm gonna show you how long it took. This Steve. Who's this? Zram the Gamer. Hello, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Welcome to the gym. Appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Whoa! I nearly died. And you will face a lot of people, I'm telling you. A lot of people that you're not even aware that existed. I'm not even joking when I say that. Hey. Hey. And make sure you don't get bad habits from playing online. There it is. I'm also stuck in Tekken God for a month. Some people have it worse. And again, don't count the days, man. It's fine. You can be stuck in Tekken God for a year if you don't change your habits. Whoa! Am I gonna win this? I know it! I should have just ended him. Yep. Anywho. The 50-50 really makes you sweat. I made lots of good friends by adding them after playing ranked. Yes, exactly. The 50-50 will make you sweat, man. There's a what I'm saying about sweating is not the sweating of the game. Everyone's gonna sweat if they're playing. What I mean by sweating is if you're letting yourself think about what rank you're gonna be in, that's the sweating I'm talking about. Yeah, that's the sweating that I'm talking about. Don't sweat your rank. Anyways, just take your time. There's nothing wrong about staying in a certain rank, a plateau. Everyone goes through that. Everybody, even pros, they will have moments that they will be stuck in that rank. But it's really just a matter of how you approach those mistakes. The more stubborn you are, thinking that, oh, what I'm gonna do is gonna work eventually, even though it's no longer working, then the more, the more plateaus you make. Because that's not true. You have to understand that what you're doing is eventually gonna get figured out, and most people, they don't acknowledge that. You have to understand that it's gonna run its course, right? So yeah, Grimayo, please, the 50-50. Hopefully, you understand that rank it's a process. It's a process. It's a process. If you don't deserve it yet, it won't be yours. If it's not for you yet, it's not for you. Do you think some countries is more easy to reach this rather than Asia? Yes, that's a fact. With Asia, here in Asia, we face everybody. I'm not gonna say that we are the strongest region, but it is hella hard here, because we face the other pros from other countries. So we get queued with them, but that's an honor. That's what we like. We enjoy playing with these people. I can watch on this. There goes Tunk. There goes Tunk. It is a lot harder here, because you will face a bunch of people, like a ton of people. So it'll be really enjoyable too to do so, right? But at the same time, you have to embrace your mortality. That's the one principle I feel that people should understand. You should embrace your humanity. If you don't embrace your humanity, that is gonna suck, right? Arslan, please go to PH. Let's see. Korea and Japan is so hard to fight. Yes, but not everybody. Maybe again we're being hypocritical about this, but we have more capable players than you think. In the US, like a Tekken King here would be a second god there. Oh yeah, there's the comparison. Japan over Korea for me depends. The general population of Japan, in my opinion, even in below competitive level, they're strong. In Korea, I cannot really tell. It's hard to deduce, But yeah, it's hard here, because even Southeast Asian countries are tough to deal with. Some C players are hard to deal with. Okay, who do we go to? Who do I give you guys to? Okay, so yeah, I believe yeah, exactly. Southeast Asian countries, they are good. So some Southeast Asian players are also very, very good. Only because the latter one and done's right. Okay. So guys, I do need to go. I do have a business meeting to attend to. But what I can do, I got wrecked in Japan. I can't tell what Koreans are because they always deny the match in O&D. Yeah. Asia 2? What is Asia 2? What covers Asia 2 now? I can't remember. I can't remember. But it's still within Asia, obviously. I think it's not even... Yeah, it's not C entirely, right? As far as I know. It's not just C. Okay, wait, I have to record something real quick. Indo and Malaysia? Maybe. Okay, I just have to record something real quick, just for the stream purpose. Right, and just for clip purposes, and then I can go. Okay, so... And here's my discovery yesterday. I can Pica Lozano a tournament. That's what I'm happy with. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm gonna toot my own horn here for a little bit, because I was anxious. I was anxious. Again, I'll be very adamant when I say this. If you guys get my reference, I can Pica Lozano a tournament. What I mean by that is, in case you guys are unaware, is I can combo video in tournament. I'll leave it at that. I'm sorry. I'm just happy because what that means is that you're at ease in the setting. You're at ease with the setting. So you guys would wanna, you know, would wanna find that comfort. So yes, the clips that we publish, I'm happy I can do that in tournament with the right adrenaline rush. Honestly, I'm so sorry. Finally caught your stream. Bull Rage. Oh my gosh, there he is. There he is. And Jamirel787. By the way, thank you for the follow, Bull Rage. Appreciate that, my G. Here's the funny thing, Bull Rage. Today was not really so much of... Oh, hello. We're good, Bull Rage. Can somebody give Bull Rage a shout out? He is, again, the Steve Fox I was telling you guys about from overseas. Please correct my country. Are you from the US or Europe? But please correct me. I'm so sorry. And he makes amazing content as well for Steve Fox. UK, gotcha. Oh yeah, you know who was just here? Asap Marco was just here, and he gave me a follow too. So thank you so much, Bull Rage. Okay, here. Let me do that. I think none of my mods are here, so I'm just recording. I'm just gonna record a thing that I found out. Okay, restart settings. Switch position. Let's go. Okay, so here we go, and then stand and approach. Because this right here, I did this in a game. I don't know if you remember. I did this in a match, and I actually got to I got to optimize it. I got to optimize it further. Originally, aside from what I did in the game. So I want to record this now just for stream purposes, right? Oh no, not this one. A little further back, because I was sideways. Yeah, this one. I made this content, so follow me, please. Yeah, there we go. I think I hit it here. Yeah, I landed it here on a Leo. So I'm gonna remember this. But yeah, I'd like to share some stuff soon. Hira put me off a little. I'm so sorry. I read that out loud. Holy heck! Oh, you and me both. You and me both, Gov. You and me both. You and me both. That some of the people here know the history. Oh my gosh, dude. You. Oh man. Okay, not this one. I was too near. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, I think I need to be further, or yeah, here. So now I can't help but think about it, man. Yeah, now I remember. I remember the full conversion because I did 105 here. So 105, something like that. I know, dude. Yeah, that one. That is the conversion that I got. No, too near. What are you trying to do here? Are you? No, not really. I'm just redoing a combo that I did in game and tried to optimize it. Because this is one of the combos. Since originally the axis doesn't really say that you're gonna go to the wall blast. I did the combo here in game that it did. No, this was long ago. The replay's gone. The replay's gone. So it was in a previous season. So I'm just redoing it here just because. And I already did the combo here. I just never got to record it for reference. Just because. Too low. Sorry. I have to dash a little. Oh! Okay, I think I need to go a little further back. Yeah, I think this is it. How you been doing, man? Have there been competitions from where you are? Like, tournaments and all that jazz? Yeah, this is not it. I need to be way further back. Or I think I need to be a little bit over here. Yeah. The EGX was yesterday. Gotcha. How'd it go? Did you join it? Go say one against John. Go Sane, the law, dude. I'm a law player myself, and I'm super. I have a huge bias on law. Not gonna lie. Go Sane won against John. How did it go? Like score wise, was it really close or anything and all that? You didn't go. I haven't competed for a long time, man. Too busy and old. That's exactly what I was talking about, dude. Because yesterday, we had an offline tournament here. It's a 3v3, and I was literally that's what I was talking about before you walked in. That it was my first tournament in 5 years, offline that is. So, I was very happy because I missed the feeling. Not gonna lie to you, and it's as rich as I remember it. Yeah, no, it's not. The hazard was too far, so I should be here. What local tournament in Philippines I can watch? You have to wait for Manila Madness. This is not a game to be competitive, I feel too. Maybe not yet, or at least not this early, Bull Rage. This is what I've been telling people too. The way that year 1 is looking, it needs a lot of fix. But that's just me. I feel that it's a bit too. There's still a lot to fix, but that's just me. Again, I could be wrong, but I feel that there's still a lot of stuff that needs to be fixed. So we're not sweating it. We're not really rushing progress, or we're not rushing anything. It's too random, but I still feel consistent with my style. Yeah, I get you. I get what you mean there. I feel that the randomness is what's really putting people off, myself included. But let's see. It could still change, right? In a few months, maybe it'll change. So yeah. Are you close with the other Steves from the UK, dude? I was telling people, like, honestly, like people from the US. I'll be honest. We're very few Steves here, but the ironic thing is, yesterday when we were in a tournament, the entire top 3 had a Steve in it. The entire top 3 of our 3v3 tournament had a Steve in it. So I was at least a bit happy, you know, Gov Gang rep. So I like that. It's really too near. I think I should be way over here. Yeah. So that's good, man. That's good. And I'm a fan of your work as well. So what about you guys? Like, how's the scene? How's the scene in Europe right now? Like, would you consider yourself? How OG would you consider yourself? I know that's a weird question, but how OG? Like, what Tekken did you start? That'll definitely hit the explosive. I will play Steve so I can be the number 5 Steve in PH. No, fall in line. I get you. Yesterday I lost a couple. Basically, again, I only got back to tournament setting, right? So I lost to 2 Steves. One of them being a buddy / student, and the other one is a. But I won against that guy more actually, as a Steve. So that's still that. But always use Steve since Tekken 4. Amazing, dude. Amazing. So I remember that excuse me. I remember that as a Steve in Tekken because I'm a late Steve bloomer. I only played Steve in Tekken 7. But I enjoyed him so much. Like so freaking much, dude. So I really like how he became super duper challenging in this game. Hold on, let me look for that thing. He's so diverse compared to... He's complex, bro. He is complicated, and I love it. I used Steve... Okay, here it is. I see it now. I just want to see where I started off with that combo. I'm gonna mute this real quick. Oh, there's the marker. Okay, hold on. I see it. So I launched the person here. Okay. I launched the person here. Yeah, here. There we go. Oh, come on, but that's the marker. I will remember. Yeah, this is the status. I remember it now. Okay, so yeah, there it is, there it is, there it is. There's the mark. Albeit with a slight off axis, right? So oh, did I do a DF1? I think yeah, I think I did the DF1 there. I should not have dashed. There we go. Dude, that hit when I did it. Oh my goodness. I hate myself. Because the reason I did this was because I got to... Yeah, this is what happened. I launched them at a very bad axis. I launched the player at a very, very bad axis. So I had to improvise. Come on, man. I don't tap down to in a combo like 5 times. Oh, I get you. I want to try difficult characters, says C2Sai. Yeah, Steve is very difficult, man. Very, very difficult. So what you gotta do is you have to lab so much, not just with conversions and all that, but even your escapes, like, because the ducks and weaves are very important. Not to mention Lionheart. The Lionhearts are crazy. Okay, should I be here? Yeah, like here. Steve is so layered. Super duper layered. So all this that I'm labbing, this might even change in a game. Does the jab do the same as DF1 in that scenario? No. It has to be a while standing one or a DF1. Because I remember when I did this combo, it was sideways. Hold on, let me play that again real quick. Oh, it's too skewed, I think. Hold on. Let me see the starting off point again. All right. Okay, hold on. I think I was a little too tilted. A little too much to the side. Yeah, there we go. Yes-ish. Yes. Okay, here. But this is the launching point. Yeah, it's kind of like this. And it looked like it was gonna there. Oh no. Ah, I hate it. The one a while ago was better already. Okay, we're gonna end the stream very soon, guys. I'm sorry I didn't actually play ranked. Because that's what I found out. It was gonna sum to like 105. Okay, because the one I did apparently landed at like 95, 98, 98, 95 damage. Something like that. Okay, where was I? Where was I on the ground? I need to look at the ground here. Which tile was I in? Oh, I'm here. Okay. I was over here. Yeah, over here. Yeah. This shadow. This is where I was. This is too near though? Yeah, this is too near. So I have to be here. Yep, this tile. I see it. Over. Where was that? Where is that? Sorry, yeah, it's weird because I'm scaling this. This is an old school combo video making. It's funny. This is really, really funny. Okay, so I was here. There you go. Ish. And then this is what I did. I did a flicker. I did flicker 1 down 1. So let's go with the old combo, right? This is the one that I did. That's what I did. So let's go a little further over here. And yeah, Steve is so fun. Like, he's super duper fun. It's crazy that this is the funnest he's been. So there, the one I did is like 94 damage. Because it's too many hits. Only single hit would work after that many hits. Yeah. The 2 always gives it, that doesn't work because it's too many hits. The thing is, I made it hit. The problem is they have to be how should I say this? It has to tilt a little bit to the side. How should I? The off axis is really really crazy. After I do peekaboo forward 1+2, they're gonna hit the wall, and it was on my previous stream, dude. But there was no audio. That's the reason I'm recording this. There. It's supposed to hit like very, very shallow. Very, very shallow. And then there's enough for 3 hits on the wall. Yeah, you're right. I don't have to sidestep so much. Off of the 3. Off of the 3-1. That's what I did. It worked with the wall standing 1 because there was an additional hit. Oh, come on, man. There. That's what I was talking about. It has the sidewall. Yes, exactly. Yep, that's what I was talking about. I'll do it again. I'll try to do it again. But that even missed 1 hit. I think I had a 104 there using while standing 1. But I'll keep that. I'll keep that already. It deals the same damage. Higher splat, that's why. Yep, it would do same damage. Yeah, I figured. Because while standing 1 and DF1 deals the same damage. But it's okay. I'll still leave it at that. At least we got the replay. We got the clip that we needed. QCF1 flicker cancel Sonic Fang. Off of a high splat. Instead of forward 1+2, is that what you mean? Or as a wall combo? As a wall combo, yeah? Maybe, yeah, that'll definitely do a lot better, right? Let's go. I keep forgetting that that's a thing. I think that's so slow. I think that's really low. QCF1, you have to find your matchups for it. It's not the best for every character. Even Bull Rage will say that. QCF1 is not always the best solution to a lot of characters in Tekken. There are some characters who will blow that up. Yeah, I figured it'll be hard to do. What happened? I'll practice the QCF1 and see if I can land it, right? Unless it's like too many hits already. Even Bull Rage will say that. In not all the matchups for Steve, you can use a QCF1. More times than not, it's actually going to put you in trouble. Not even joking. Weaker. Yeah, I figured. It's way weaker. The 102 is fine, but if I can land the Sonic Fang, then the QCF1 to Sonic Fang, that'll be great. I have to dash that. Dang it! I think it's the distance from the wall. It is my distance from the wall, isn't it? I think in game we're not gonna go with that, right? Like in game we're not gonna go with we're not gonna go with the QCF one if it's gonna kill me. But eventually, I think for art purposes, it's gonna work. Definitely gonna work for art purposes. It is gonna take some work. Okay, but for now, we gotta go, people. We really do. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's find somebody to raid though. I'm gonna give somebody to raid. I'll post up soon. Okay, of course, of course. I do have a lot as well. Bull Rage. Let's share the ideas. Let's spread the word. Steve Gov Gang represent. You know, we gotta do some of these. Okay, who do we give? Who do we give you guys to? Oh, okay. I'll probably send you over to... Okay, there's nobody. Bull Rage, go live. Who do I give you guys to? Come on, friends. Who's live? Who can I go with? Who can I send you guys over to? Oh, you know what? Let's go to Bolo. I'll send you guys to Bolo. Another Steve, since you guys are playing Steve. Let's go to Bolo. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate that. I'm about to play now. Oh, okay, but it's there. I already rated Bolo. I'm so sorry, but another time, Bull Rage. I'm gonna give you a raid if chances offer. Thank you guys so very much. I really appreciate you for staying this long, and I'm gonna go. I'm really gonna go. Peace and thank you. I cannot just really say enough. Thank you for joining me in the PicaPad. I know I didn't even go for more matches, but thank you. Catch you on the next.